everyone, welcome to another episode of Layfamilyyarn Diaries. I hope you're all well. My name's Kelly, and for those of you who are returning, thank you so much for your company. You're always so welcome, and if you're here for the first time, I hope you enjoy. You'll be most very welcome. We normally sit around the kitchen table and have a catch up, but the sun is pounding in through that side and it's of the house, and it's really hot in there, and I was just like this all the time squinting. So yeah, we've come up today into the spare bedroom, so we sat on the bed today, so in bed with Shropshire's premier vlogger today. How are you? Have you had a good couple of weeks since we spoke last? I hope so. It's been incredibly warm here in the UK, hasn't it? And for some of you that will just be tremendous news. I've been finding joy in summer. It's not my favourite season by a long shot, but I have been finding joy, and one of my greatest joys this last few weeks has been just at the back of our house. There's a wooded area, and it's not particularly pretty area at all. So Jeff and I have been going in there, and there's a little brook, a natural brook that runs through there. So we've been going there in the evenings after dinner and having a splash in the brook, and Jeff really enjoys that. And yeah, it's been nice and cool. I've been practicing my dance moves. Jennifer Gray's got nothing on me, guys. Couldn't resist. There's this tree that's fallen across the stream, and it's been there, oh gosh, 18 months more, and I walk through the woods generally every day, at least once a day, and the temptation is always there to jump on this log, but I never have. And then just the other night, it was so warm and Jeff and I went, and there was nobody else around, and I just couldn't resist. So I filmed it to send it to my mum for a giggle, and I'll pop it in here for you to have a look at. Might give you a smile. Some knitting to show you, some finished things, some things you haven't seen before, a sock collection, if you will. I've got some sewing, some dressmaking, and the very early starts of some English paper piecing. So let's get in. So the first project you haven't even seen, and it was a hat. And as part of Christmas in July, I want to complete 2 hats, the same pattern. My most favourite hat pattern is a Tchaikovsky hat by Helen Stewart, and I've knit it countless times, dozens of times, either for myself, for gifts, to give away for charity. It's just such a comforting and relaxing knit. It's got a slight texture, but just one row of 4, just round and round. Happy place. And I finished it. Should I show you? A hat for me. Ta-da! Oh, look at that pop. Oh, it matches my lampshade. I have a feathered lampshade in this room. I love it. You either love it or hate it. I love it. My pom-pom matches it. So yes, it's the Tchaikovsky hat. Oh, I do love this pattern. Can you see the sparkle? I'll tell you about that in a minute. So a hat for me is what a sock is, I'm sure, to lots of you. If my knitting mojo has just gone away on a little cheeky weekend, or I just need a palette cleanser after finishing a larger project, a hat for me is that instant gratification, that's something that will just spark joy again and really make my needles twitch. And this was no exception. I did 1x1 twisted rib, which is what the pattern actually asks for, but for all the times I've knit this hat, this is the first time I've ever done the 1x1 twisted rib. I generally have just done a 2x2 because that's just my preferred. Look at those sparkles. Yeah, it's just my preferred sort of go-to really. But yeah, I did the 1x1, and aesthetically I think the 1x1 just looks beautiful. I love it, but it is a bit of a harder slog, let's be honest. Well, for me it is a bit of a harder slog. So the ribbing was a sort of one evening's work, and then the body of the hat was next evening, 2 evenings, or one, I think it was one morning and then an evening, and you got a finished hat. I mean, that's just brilliant for a Christmas in July gift, isn't it, that within a couple of days you can get a gift. This pom-pom is from Layfamillyyarn. I've got 2 or 3 of these. My most favourite hat that I wear all the time, you will have seen me wear it I'm sure, is this hat again with one of these pom-poms, and it was in our cinnamon and spice colourway. And last year at the end of winter, well this year sorry, end of winter season, I put all the socks that were in the sock basket for washing into the washing machine, and I thought, oh, I don't generally wash my socks in the machine, but it's like the end of season, and I thought, oh, I'll just pop them in on a 20-degree wash, just, you know, just to freshen them up before they went away for winter. And I just gathered my hat, a couple of hats, threw them in as well. And of course the yarn is super wash, but the fluffy stuff isn't, and it came out really felted. It shrunk, but not teeny tiny, but there's just no movement in it at all. It's stiff as a board. So yeah, my heart was really heavy, so I chucked it, but obviously I had to have a new replacement Tchaikovsky hat. The pom-pom I didn't throw away, I kept that, and I unpicked the these are, what do you call it, ones, like press-stud ones. See if I can undo it. So I unpicked the press-stud. Oh, I can't do it. Yeah, see? I kept the pom-pom, but it was surprising how grubby it was. So I'm not sure, I didn't want to put it back on. It looked really grubby. But to be fair, I've had it about 4 years, and it's, you know, it's been out in rain, snow, ice, hail, wind, you name it, sandstorms in St Ives, so it's not surprising it was grubby. So I bought myself a new one. So the yarn, let me tell you about these sparkles. Oh, look at it. This is a combination of 3 yarns. I've done our ballroom dancer colourway, which is this pink with undertones of browns. That was one of our Squirrel Village colours last month, I think. So I did that one with my ever favourite French knickers, Surrey alpaca. And then I used this. Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that. It's like this rose gold. It's no thicker than embroidery frost. And on it are sequins, rose gold sequins. Can you see? Oh, it's amazing. My friends Vicky and Hazel put me onto this. I'd already got one, I think it's called Cosmos, and oh, what's the make of that one? It's a commercial one, and it's quite rough. And what Vicky and Hazel have done when I've seen their hats before is the muscle bear hat. So the inside, if you don't know that pattern, you knit a double length tube essentially, and then you fold it inside out. So it's double thickness, which makes it super warm. But the inside of the hat, they held together, or half of the knitting they held together with this sequin type yarn, and then the other half they didn't. So it, against your head, didn't have any of those wiry feeling sequins. And that yarn's about £1.99 a little ball, whereas this one is a lot more expensive, but the quality is uncomparable. It is really soft and it's not at all itchy. I could wear this next to skin in a jumper or a hat, socks even. It's lovely. It's by Lana Grosser. It's called Diamante. And this is colour number 2. In all honesty, I'm not sure you can get this anymore. I've looked and looked and looked to get some more. When Vicky told us all about it, there was a group of us and we all went online and bought what we wanted to make our projects with. And I got quite a lot of this one with the intention of putting kits together in the shop because I just loved it. And I tried to buy like 50 odd balls, but I just couldn't get hold of it. And I managed to get 15, some of which I've kept for my own personal projects, but some of which I am putting together hat kits for using the 3. But by all means, you know, have a good look around. It's made in Italy. I bought mine from a company in the Netherlands. I know Love Crafts or Wool Warehouse used to have it, but again, they don't have this colour. There's a beautiful silver and copper colourway as well that I just have a couple of balls of for my own personal use. But again, I'm not sure you can get it, but it's amazing. I'm surprised they've discontinued it because it's stunning. Anyway, I can't wax lyrical enough about those little diamonds. And those 3 combined together have made this beautiful hat. Oh, I love it. Their sparkles really do sparkle. I don't know if they're really showing up on camera, but they do sparkle. So that's lovely. Last month, I think I showed you the starts of my cast-on party sock. I'm sure I did. I had started this one last month. And I've done a 3x1 rib, and yeah, I decided in the end to make these for Nick. They weren't initially, they were going to be for me, but in all honesty, I've got so many socks and Nick doesn't really have that many. He needs them more than I do, so yeah, I'm going to focus on making some for Nick for now. So I did a 20-row cuff, 2x2 rib, and then I switched to a 3x1 for the leg, slip stitch heel, square heel turn, and just a gusset decrease, which is my standard recipe. Now, once I decided that these were going to be for Nick, sort of down here, I knew that this leg wasn't going to be long enough for him. He likes them to go quite a bit longer so that they go over the top of his boots. He wears Timberland boots for work, and yeah, these need to be a bit taller just to go over the top of his boots so they don't rub. But that's okay, these will be fine for around the house. And then I just did a, well, there's all sorts of names for this, isn't there? Kay calls it an umbrella toe. I've seen others call it a whirlwind toe. Kay Bakery Bears, that is. Jules calls it her beanie toe. You know, there's so many different names for it. So I finished that one, and it, honestly, what this little project has done is sparked such enthusiasm, because I enjoyed the knitting of this so much, and the playing with colours, and every 10 rows adding another colour. And 10 rows is quite achievable, isn't it, within a snapshot of time. So in the morning I could get 1 colour done, in the evening I might get 2, while I'm cooking dinner I might squeeze in another couple of rows. So before long this sock had knit itself, and I wanted to cast on another straight away. But what I've decided to do with these socks for Nick is I'm going to knit a whole collection of these, but I'm not going to knit the second sock. I'm going to always use this 3x1 recipe, always do the 20 row cuff, always do the 3x1 leg, slip stitch heel, square heel turn, down to the leg, and the you know, umbrella toe. And as long as they're within that recipe, then they're a pair. Done. Eventually, this may repeat itself, but for now I'm just really enjoying playing with the colours. I cast on another one. This time I used our Spring Fling mini skein set, and there are just literally 2-3 of these left in the shop, and then these will be retired until next year at least. And here it is. How bright and fabulous is that? Again, same 20 rows, 10 rows for each stripe, 3 by 1 rib, blah 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 blah. And this is the length that Nick likes them. So he has 80 rows. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, six colours in the leg. So 60 rows for the leg, 20 row cuff, and then it's the same for the foot actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 80 rows for the foot before I start on the toe. So I don't need to do any sort of working out or worrying about matching, or I know this is perfect for Nick. So yeah, obviously this one's only got 30 rows for the leg, whereas this one has got 60. But you can see already how these are just going to make pairs of socks, even though they're not matchy-matchy. Honestly, I just love it. It's infused me more than any knitting project for a long time. A long time. So I will make another one this length. In fact, I'll show you that one in a minute. I will make another one this length, so this has a partner. But then every other one I now make will be the longer ones like this. Aren't they happy? They're such happy socks. I just love being able to play with colours. That's what, like all of us, I think, with these sorts of projects. It just, yeah. But if I had to knit this again, I would absolutely love it. But I would always be thinking about, oh, what the next one and the next one. Whereas doing it this way and just having the same pattern but different colours, there's none of that second sock syndrome. My friend Esther, she's done the same, and we were talking on a Zoom call, and she's now doing the same, using the same pattern, whatever pattern that might be. It doesn't have to be, say, the crunkled sock. I think scrappy socks works better, but you could, you know, add in any stitch pattern as long as it's the same throughout. It makes a collection. I've started another one. Look at this one. Isn't it cool? I'm just on the heel flap now. I can show you this actually. I've been knitting all my socks recently on, I've told you this before, the Addy Sock Wonders. The one where one needle's longer than the other. And yeah, I just go round and round and round and round till my happy heart is content. Now I know you can, there is a way of doing the heel flap and the heel flap on the little 9-inch, but I just prefer to slip it onto a DPN. So I do the heel flap on a DPN, and then I pop it straight back onto the 9-inch, wait, not 9-inch, the little sock wonder, to do the gusset pickup. Sorry, I do the heel turn on the DPNs as well, and then I do the gusset pickup and decreases back on the circulars, and that works perfectly for me. And when it comes to the toe, again, I think it's the last, you know, I get so many rounds of the toe done on the little circulars, and then I have to switch to magic loop or DPNs, whatever's your preferred method. If you fancy giving that a try, I used Kay Litton, Crazy Sock Lady. I used her tutorial on her YouTube channel, and it's fantastic. She gives you both methods. It's if you go onto the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel, and under her playlist there's a section for tutorials, and it's called Knitting Socks on 9-inch Circulars, and the same principle applies for these. And she shows both methods for either switching to DPNs or not, and whichever you prefer more comfortable. She like Kay, prefers to slip onto a DPN. And that's my next one. These minis were one of our March's Squiddle Village. I don't think there's any of these left in the shop. If there is, there's literally like one packet knocking around. But, I mean, if anybody wants them, we can always repeat them. But again, there you get to see how they're all going to play and become a cohesive collection. Such happy socks. I am keeping my minis for this in this lovely basket. I don't know if I've ever shown you this before. It's from a lady called Kate Keller. Yeah, Kate Keller on Instagram, and I purchased it through Instagram actually, just through a direct message. I don't think she has a Etsy shop as such, but she just makes these most amazing crochet baskets with leather hardware, and then her little wooden logo on there. It's just amazing. She does all sorts of sizes, from smaller to this to great big tall ones, and I've had this one a little while now. I really enjoy using it, and I just shove in there my DPNs, my scraps, and a pair of scissors, and away I go. That's all my knitting to show you this time, but I have been doing some more dressmaking. So I continue with my quest to make pyjamas for my family for Christmas and myself, but at the minute I'm focusing on others. And all my pyjama bottoms for the ladies are now finished. I have another pair to make for my dad, bless him. He really wants them. I got Mum to try hers on, just so, because nobody's tried them on, you know. I don't even know if they're going to fit anyone really. So I did get Mum to try her pair on, just so I had an idea. And oh, they fit perfectly. They were a bit long. I did say to Mum, oh, I can take them up a couple of inches, it's fine. But actually she wants them left quite long because you know, when you sit in bed and they ride up, or at least when these ride up, they're still going to be long enough. The only thing I've got left to do on these pyjamas is to fit the elastic. I've purposely left that because I want to fit it made to measure almost, you know. So when I see Mum Christmas Day, well, it won't be Christmas Day, but over the Christmas period, I shall then measure her waist with the elastic and it can be made to fit properly. I'm so pleased with these. I can really see my progress now with this pair of pyjamas. This is the third pair I've made, and for the first time I attempted to pattern match, and I did it. Let's see, can you see? Can you see there? Look at that. Oh, I'm dead chuffed with this. I hadn't attempted to pattern match on any of the others I'd made previously, because this has been, you know, a learning progress for me, and yeah, I just didn't overcomplicate things for myself at the beginning. The other thing I've done this time, which I'm again really pleased with, I've put 2 little buttonholes in there, and I'm going to put in some little decorative ribbon. Just a little bow, just it's not part of the drawstring, it is literally just for fancy. So I'm just going to put in a bit of ribbon there. I guess I could have pattern matched here, I didn't try to. Maybe that'll be the next thing, you know, to perfect them. I'm so pleased with them. So pleased with them. I feel confident now to go on and make trousers for myself and to put pockets in and things like that. That fabric, I've told you before, is Robert Kaufman. It's a GOTS certified organic brushed cotton, and I bought it from Guthrie and Garney. It's available at other places, so if you just Google Robert Kaufman brushed cotton, it comes up quite widely, because I've been looking for a different one for Dad. I'm going for a more sort of red and black plaid type check. The other thing I've been making is the t-shirts to go along with the pyjamas. And this is still, you know, I'm still very much learning here. And as my label says, it is perfectly imperfect. But I have made a perfectly wearable piece of clothing. A t-shirt with these lovely little cuffed sleeves. It all matches lovely under the arms, the seams. It's got a curved hem with a high-low bottom. You know, the back's higher than the front. I haven't hemmed that yet, that's all that's left to do. I'm a bit frustrated with myself in that the overlocking stitching, you know, is green, and it's so obvious and visible. I've now invested in a whole array of different colours for my overlocker, but it is what it is, you know. I'm not going to cry over it. Another technique I tried for the first time was, can you see there, that twin stitching? I bought myself a twin needle for the sewing machine, and yeah, done that twin top stitching, which gives it a really professional finish, I think. So I'm really pleased with how this exploration into dressmaking is developing. My lovely friend Patricia advised me on this twin needle technique and what to buy and how to set up my machine to enable that. I don't have a particularly fancy machine. It's a Brother, I'd say a mid-range machine. It wasn't, the machine I'd had for years was like literally £99, and then about 4 years ago I invested in a better quality machine for Megan was making project bags, so we went together and bought a decent machine, but it is just a mid-range, it's a price point machine, it's nothing super fancy, but it is enabling me to wear perfectly wearable clothes. So I'm going to continue making t-shirts, long sleeve. This one's for Megan. I'm going to do long sleeve for my mum and Debbie. And I've got a dress to make for myself. So I am enjoying it. The other craft I've been having a tiny play with, I'm part of a quilting group. There's a group of us, all friends. We are knitting friends as well as other things, but we're all encouraging one another. Encouraging, enabling, influencing, choose your word. But we're all supporting one another to make an English paper pieced quilt. Some people are doing like hexagon flowers out of Liberty fabric. I know Deb and Kat are doing that, and Zena, are you just doing random? I can't remember. I know Jilly's just going completely random. Jilly makes, and she's just using all the beautiful bits, and of course Jilly's a phenomenal maker and makes project bags and things, so she has the most amazing collection of scraps and leftovers, so hers will be stunning. And I've been dithering for weeks. Yeah, we were supposed to have our first official meet-up this weekend, but a few people have got unwell and, you know, just life. So we've postponed that. But I still haven't started anything. I was just dithering. And I think the reason being, I'm not in a financial place to be able to go and invest in a lot of the Liberty fabrics that I would like to be able to. And I don't have a collection of them. I don't have a great fabric stash. I do of sort of hobbycraft fat quarters, that sort of thing, but not you know, not precious liberties or things like that. I've got a few little bits, but not enough to make a huge quilt with. And the quilt I would want to make would be very coordinated and very cohesive rather than just one big scrap. I also have dithered because I've got a Irish chain piece quilt on the go that I would like to get finished for this year. And I've just got a few other little plans. I've got a friend, Carissa, over on Instagram, Carissa's Live. Oh, she's a beautiful maker. She's a good prolific maker. She knits and cross stitch and quilts, and oh my goodness, I made the grave mistake the other morning of scrolling through her feed at about 4 in the morning, way back when, a few years ago, and she was quilting, oh, prolifically. Oh my goodness, I was so inspired. So inspired. They're beautiful, and I've taken screenshots. And she has this picture above her bed. Well, it's not a picture, it's a quilt hanging above her bed. But the scene is very, very clearly like a village, a town. And it's got the sun in the sky, and there's a church and houses. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And when you zoom in close, you can see that all the little elements are, I imagine, individual quilt blocks. Honestly, it's beautiful. Now that is beyond my capabilities, both in terms of having the fabric, the skill set, time even, but it did inspire me to not want to make a quilt within my quilting circle, but to make a wall hanging, and that's really, really excited me. My parents could potentially be moving in with us for a period of time, but I'll tell you more about that when there's final plans, but it's quite exciting. And this room that I'm sat in now is, well, I call it their room anyway. It's where they stay when they come to stay, but potentially going to be staying here for an extended period of time. So I'd really like to, you know, make it a bit more homely. I've got that cushion there. That, woo, I can't do it. There. That was just, you know, a cheap cushion from Dunelm. It's nothing exciting. But I would like to, oh, here's one. It's just a pink. Where is it, from Dunelm? Next. But I would like to use this cover form, but make some nice cushion covers from this. And I want to make the wall hanging for here. There is a cross stitch picture above the bed there. I'll take a picture and show you. It's a beautiful picture actually. I made that, oh gosh, many, many years ago. It's been in every home I've lived in as an adult with Nick, and I love it. And it does work in this room, but there's other places I can hang that. Oh yeah, I'm waffling today, aren't I? So I've made a start. There's nothing to see here really. I'm not going to bore you with showing you everything. But the Liberty fabrics I do have, I've made into these teeny 3/4 inch hexes. I've made a load of yellows. I can't show you very well. I'll insert some pictures here. I've made a load of yellows, a load of floral ones, different floral ones. What else have I done? I've got a stack of pinks. I've got a stack of blues. I've got some brighter coloured ones, some purples. And yeah, I'm just going to randomly create this wall hanging, and it will be as big as it is. The Liberty fabrics I've got left are these. What have I got here now? I've got this butterfly blossom. I don't know what they're all called. I got them from Emma at Vintage Sewing, I think. So I've got a few to play around with, and I might also be able to do some swaps with my friends. I had a couple of these packs from Alice Caroline. Oh, excuse the rustle. These sort of charm square size. You get 20 in a pack, and these are just some I've got left, so I shall do the same with them and make some more hexagons with these, and then that's sort of as big as the wall hanging will be, unless I can do a few swaps with my friends or whoever. So that's exciting, and it feels achievable, you know. It's well, that's a pretty one. Go on. Yeah, it feels achievable doing a wall hanging rather than a great big quilt. Though none of us have put any time commitment on this. It really is a when it's done, it's done. There's no end date. There's no expectation to finish. You know, years. It's an heirloom piece, isn't it? To make a quilt in Liberty fabrics, or not even Liberty, but to do a hand-stitched English paper piece quilt is an heirloom. So there is no time frame, but this for me feels more achievable, that I could achieve it in a somewhat timely fashion. So yeah, that's all that I have been making this last little while since we last spoke. I've been a little crafterine, pirouetting around all different sorts of crafts. I've been baking and cooking, and yeah, I've had quite a nice homemaking type of month really. We haven't been going out anywhere, just Nick's anxiety is just really dictating his life at the minute and controlling his life to many extent. We haven't been to our holiday home for weeks, you know, but it's okay. The time will come. There's no pressure, but it has enabled me to do some things around the house and just to organise cupboards, and I've spent some time organising my craft cupboard and Megan's wardrobes I've had out and had a good clear up in, and yeah, it's been nice. It's been good fun. So I think I'll leave it there. I might pop some more footage in here of another walk if I can find anything you haven't seen already. Have a great couple of weeks until we chat again. I'm going to pop another video up at the weekend, a Shopcast episode, and show you what's coming in the next shop update. It's quite exciting because we've got Squiddle Village update this week, then the following week we've got something really exciting planned that I'll share with you, and it includes a knit along so we can make something together. So stay safe in this heat wave, my friends, and across Europe. They're having awful fires, aren't they? It's just dreadful what climate change and global warming is doing. But we do our bit to change individually, don't we? So stay safe, take care, and we'll catch up very, very soon. Bye.